So, hi guys, welcome back. Carrying on with a bit of Football Manager. It will be a shorter session today. I'm just going to be aiming for about an hour, so I don't want to push it too long. And I think in general, if I get these episodes down to about an hour, that will probably be good. So where were we? Oh yeah, we just had that terrible loss. Look. I can't believe we lost on penalties to Tranmere. That was a shocking match. And right on the back of... was that... Hold on. Did we... No, we must have lost to Manchester United, surely. What's all the information for that? Oh, come on. Let's have a look. So here we go. Did we win that? No, we lost it. Of course we did. I don't know what I was thinking. We couldn't possibly have won that. So our next match is against Liverpool in 3 days. Oh yeah, goodness. I don't know. It was a terrible performance. We just played really badly. I've got some issues. Well, he got a man of the match maybe. Oh, it was the first match for Scott Sinclair. He probably won't be so happy about that one. Okay, someone's looking there. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned after that as well. Okay, so it was his first performance, but he had a good game, so... Okay, yeah, that's rather disappointing. Oh, and I've got to go and talk to the press now. Let's see. Yeah, I wasn't happy to go like that. Yeah, basically that. And he played quite nicely. It was just a game, so I'm not going to do anything terrible, but if the form is bad in equal games, then I might have to do some changes. What else have we got here? Oh. Okay, he doesn't want to come. Fine. No, don't want him. Let's have another... Okay, so there is some transfer action going on. He doesn't want to come. Those are the guys we've got in. Do we have any... We've literally got no funds. So I can't pick anybody else up. I don't know what else to kind of aim for. Let's see. I mean, I think... Okay, so the left midfield, they think, is still the problem. Which is, yeah, I mean, we've got Orlandi, but very much he's a decent sort of championship level player. He does have the cornering skill, to do the corners for us, so that is really one of his main uses, and the fact he's a fairly skillful player, but he's not exceptional anywhere else really. Sinclair's got all this raw talent and this speed, but he's not the finished article. So yeah. So Edu Bode. Yeah, we're new, so let's have a look at this is the thing that I generally use. I don't really experiment with these, and maybe I should. but I tend to just leave it as none for the special focus, and I just, I go with the stats, as you'd see, with a group of players selected. That's our kind of, how comfortable we are with the specific stat. Pardon me. Interesting point. That I could bring up. I haven't been coughing a lot over the last few days. And this is my first Let's Play. But yeah, basically the last week, maybe week and a half, we had that, the coronavirus thing. We've had that in our family. So kind of a bit of an ironic situation. I've been arranging with the school for my little kid to go back like a week later, and I think one of the days kind of before that was due to happen, we were doing some shopping, and how that works is basically over this whole confinement period, I've been the only one in the household that's been going out. I have very, very early on, like when all the stuff started coming out about what was going on in China and stuff, so back in sort of the beginning of the year, I follow a couple of scientific threads and stuff like that, and I was just getting a little bit of information from that kind of prompted me to go out and buy over here we call them FP3 respirator. I guess in the US you call them, is it N95 or something like that? You've got like a different labelling for them. But yeah, so we'd I might change this one. I'd been the only one going out, and maybe, is that the one I want to change it with? 2012, it's the latest version, isn't it? Yeah. So I've got very defensive, and I've got two sort of medium things depending, so that'll be our defensive option. So yeah, literally a couple of days before the normality was due to ensue, I'd gone out just to do a little bit of kind of shopping for some new clothes, new shoes and stuff for the little one. And the way that worked was either me or my missus we stayed in the car with the young un, and we went in one at a time. And so we each went in and we spent about 20 minutes maximum just kind of looking around. And it wasn't packed or anything like that. I didn't feel anything particularly unusual was going on, but it might have been because, I'd been used to that kind of situation maybe. But for my missus, it was her first time kind of out in shops, with a mask obviously and all that kind of stuff. And she said there was something she'd picked up and she was waiting to kind of pay for it, and she just felt that people weren't respecting the distances in the queues and stuff. It wasn't like there were people around kind of coughing or anything like that. Everybody had masks. But that was the only time we can think of, where there was, because generally, really the only time I go out and have been going out is to do shopping, and I do that once a week. And it's just been me, like, masked. I'm pretty strict about these things. I've got stuff to sort of spray down, wipe my hands down, wipe objects down I touch, all that kind of stuff. And I keep my distance and keep an eye on people and stay away from those people that have been coughing and all that kind of stuff. So we were just literally there 20 minutes each, and then obviously no symptoms. Now, if my kid had gone back to school when he was supposed to, he would have gone back to school carrying it with no symptoms. As it was, like, because I'd arranged to have a week delay, he got the symptoms a day later. He would have been back at school normally, which was started with the coughing and then temperature and that kind of stuff. So I called the school, told them. I called the store and told them that, I think because it was exactly 4 days after we'd had that sort of shopping excursion, and it was the only contact with other people around that we could have had. So we've had it, and I would say that it's kind of bizarre. I've been talking to quite a lot of people, and they were telling me that actually back in kind of January, February of the year, they had like a really bad flu or something at the time. And one of the problems with this particular kind of virus is it has all the symptoms of kind of flu in general. There's a couple of other things that are specific to it. But yeah, I was thinking, like, actually, I've been chatting to the people about this stuff that was going around January, February. Because I had like probably one of what I would think is the heaviest flus I've ever had back then. It completely knocked me on my ass for just one day. Like, I just couldn't even do anything. Not so much coughing, but definitely had a little bit of tightness in chest, that kind of stuff. And I was like just thinking, okay, it's just a terrible flu. Kind of got over it a couple of days, and the little kid was a bit sick for a few days. He was off school for a few days. So I'm thinking, like, this thing's been around like longer than we originally thought. And if that's the case, and this is it, it's like I should rush off and go. I could rush off and go get test booked. But the problem is, like, all the health stuff is like super overstretched at the moment. I don't want to overburden them all with something that ultimately isn't really that important. So we've got a test booked in just to check that we're not contagious anymore. And then once that comes back negative, because it will, because we've basically been isolating for the last probably like nearly 2 weeks now. And when that test comes back negative, then then my kid's good to go back to school, and that's fine, because like we've now got a natural 4 to 6 months. The scientific reports say you get 4 to 6 months immunity once you've had it, and then I'll just have to review things later. But yeah, so if I sound a bit coughy during this Let's Play, it's because of that. We're all fine. It was sort of mild, I would say, that compared to whatever the thing was that we had in January, February. This was much milder, but it had all the symptoms of this coronavirus thing, and I can feel my, definitely my lungs they feel like they've been a bit kind of worked out. But it was the first, I haven't coughed for like 2 days, and then as soon as I started talking in this Let's Play, I had like a coughing thing. Or a slightly irritable kind of tickle in the back of the throat. But otherwise we're good, so let's get on with this. We shall... And actually thinking about looking back on generally all my Let's Plays when I've started doing it, it might be the reason why I've sounded a bit congested in some of them. I had like a bit of a gunky throat, I guess you would call it. And normally I don't have that, so that might have been the remnants from whatever it was that happened in January, February. But yeah. I suppose the good news is, if that is the actual history and story of what has been happening, in terms of like, you know, the big sicknesses in the family over this year, then at least I know my family do survive this thing. But it's worrying, particularly that first time when no one was talking about it being that, you know, over here. You know, that at the time it was just emerging on the news that it was happening in China. But if that's what it was, and no one was talking about it being that, and no one was acting as if it could be that, so it meant that everybody around that January-February period who had that really bad flu thing, you know, and maybe they were like, you know, off sick work for a couple of days or whatever, and then went back to work. I mean, everybody who had that, they were out there spreading this thing around even more. So, interesting. I mean, we'll find all this out eventually, you know, like the tests will come back and more people will get more tests and they'll be able to confirm things, but for now I'm just going to get the test done to make sure we're not contagious, and then I know we're safe to get back out and do normal stuff. We're not gonna... Yeah, I think we're just going to forward. I was sort of... I mean, what I was planning is I'm thinking there's a couple of... I'm playing a sort of another version of this game, which I'm calling my test game. And... I kind of discovered a couple of guys in that one. It's further ahead than us. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have disadvantages against nearly all the other Premiership teams, so I don't spend too long reading those. So we're further ahead, and I think the next transfer window has just opened there. But there were a couple of guys I was interested in looking at that I might check and see what their status is. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go to the transfer centre, because I didn't know these guys. So Adam Matthews basically said no to us. He doesn't want to come out on loan. Fine. And then I want to check for players. What was all this about? Oh, I was looking for people who were corner taking. I mean, he's a very nice creative midfielder, but I'm sort of spoilt for choice in that area, really. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. So I'm going to clear the filters, and then now this is a guy. I think this is one guy. No, is it one? Boom. Yeah, this guy. So I picked him in our test game. Now is he? He's a backup. History. So I'm going to keep an eye on him. So I'm going to scout him. Now the reason why I like this guy is because I'm thinking like, you know, Jan, our big Dutch striker, senior striker. You know, he's getting on a bit. Our veteran striker. I sort of get the feeling he's not really going to suit our style of play. He doesn't seem to be kind of reaching a potential that his stats would suggest he should be doing. So at the moment he's sort of basically just another body in the team that's big and bulky and difficult to deal with because of that for us up front. But this guy, he's 24 years old. And, you know, he's basically a defensive midfielder. But he's had some experience up front. So, again, this is my rugby player thinking kind of coming into it. What I like about this guy is he's a bit of a physical unit. Look at his stats here. So this guy can sort of like handle himself on the football pitch. He's 6'2". He's only 24 years old, so to my mind, he's still got potential to kind of improve and grow. I mean, you know, he is a Swedish international player. He works very hard. He's very determined. His decisions are good. His concentration's good. He's brave, and he's pretty aggressive. He tackles decent. And then it's these ones, like, his heading is pretty good, yeah? You know, jumping's okay. Heading. So I'm thinking he's someone that you could get, and maybe if I was just to buff up his finishing a little bit, or his composure, or both of those, you know, over the course of time he was with us. Like, if I could get him to something like a 14-14 or 13-14, something like that, he would be, you know, and get it so that he's accomplished in the striker position, he would be like a very, very useful player to put up front whenever we need that sort of physicality, but also have like a very solid young defensive midfielder, because like pretty much all our quality midfielders are older. So this would be a mind to like looking into the future a bit. So we are scouting him, yeah. Okay, so we'll get him. Well, we'll check him out at least. And then there was this other guy. No, not you there. Up here. He's got a strange name. Was that it? Go back you. No. Something like that. Yeah, this guy. So he's at Wigan currently. So I picked this guy up as well. He's older, but again, I apologise to all football purists out there. My rugby mindset is kind of kicking in here. Look at his physical attributes. This guy's a monster, yeah? Look at his eyes, yeah? That's the eyes of a guy who would take you out if you crossed him. So I kind of like that. I mean, I know football's changed. It's not like how it used to be back in the sort of 60s, 70s and early 80s. You know, you would get... It kind of... You know, it was expected that a defender was there to basically try and break your legs. But this guy, I mean, I imagine historically he would pick up a hell of a lot of red cards. Really, the only downside with him, like, and it's quite a big downside actually, is his positioning is terrible. Like, you know, less than average. So that could be a problem. I mean, I was thinking of getting him up as a back, because, you know, he's a defensive centre, but he plays right back as well. So I'm kind of looking at him as basically just a big physical right back, but someone that I could stick into the centre whenever we needed that particular sort of violent physical presence in the box. Again, this is just rugby thinking. I'm really sorry. Also possibly Speedball 2 thinking. Like, I used to play Speedball 2 like a long time ago. That sort of future sport game. Oh no, what am I doing? So I'm going to look, because I think at some point these guys are going to come up for sale or something. So I just want to get them on my radar. So let's get on with it. So they were two guys I picked up in my testing game for this game. No. Did we renew? No, see, this is, I don't want to lose Rangel because he's a core part of our team. Yeah, no, I gave him a new contract. Transfer. Okay, so I need to... Okay, I'm gonna he isn't worth that, but I suppose I should say, get off. Yeah, hands off. Hands off our Angel Rangel with his wonderful Spanish Welsh accent. He's going to stay at our club probably forever. I'm going to try and, like I mentioned before, like this guy, I felt ultimately was treated badly by the club. Not really his fault, like the personnel, the management personnel and the ownership personnel had changed enough that the same people weren't around that could understand his value, if you like. So I'm gonna, in this sort of fantasy version of Swansea City in the Premiership, I'm gonna make sure that we do look after this guy. He'll get backroom staff job or something when he's finished playing for us. His family here, and like he loved Swansea, he loved the area, loved living in it, and like to force him to change that for him and his family after all the years of service he gave the club. Personally, I don't agree with that sort of mindset. Yeah, it's business orientated, it's money orientated, whatever, yeah, but I believe in that there's more important things in life than that, and loyalty, friendships, doing the right thing by people. I'll never take $1 million just to be a total arse to somebody that I shouldn't be an arse to. So we will look after a wonderful Spanish Welsh guy. So we're gonna get our asses kicked here. That's fine. So we've got a new tactic on play. I'm going to give these guys. I mean, it's probably not a good idea, but I'm going to give these guys this formation. We're going to switch him there. Going to put Edu there. We're going to put Sinclair there. We're going to have to switch that around. I'm going to put Edu there. He'll be our creative player for today. So what's the fitness actually? I'm going to have to switch some of these guys out. Yeah, he can't go there. Form has had one. Let's have a quick look. So there's a lot of tired people, severely lacking match fitness. So in that case, it's going to be, he's going to be up front. Cottrell is tired, so that might mean Kemi goes in place of Cottrell. Oh, Edu's tired. Actually, okay, scrub that. Yeah, Kemi can go in place of Edu. Dyer. It's a bit thin, but I mean, we're so thin on the ground, it's just kind of not funny. So let me have a look at this. So yeah, Sinclair's tired, so Orlandi has to come on for him. Rutledge I'll keep there because he can play both sides comfortably enough, so he'll be the sub. He's going in place of Edu. Jeez, everybody's tired. Right back. So who's left back? Okay, so yeah, we'll try and put a decent quality side out. I could do that, couldn't I? Because it can play defensive midfield. I think what I'll do is I'll bring Corker on, as he's a bit fresher and a bit quicker than Josip. But he'll be benched. 90% isn't. It's kind of borderline not fit enough for me to have on the bench. But yeah, generally 90% and up, they'll be on the bench. Under that, and I'll try and get them off. Yeah, so Dobby. So Liam Britton could come up. Very Bode. In play some more. Okay. Yep, that could work. Oh yeah, right back still is a problem, isn't it? I was really relying on yeah, darn. I was really relying on getting Adam Matthews in, actually. Okay, that's a problem. That is a problem. So what options do we have? Hold on a second. I mean, is this going to be what I have to do? I thought he was out on loan. Yeah, he's out on loan. Darn. Okay, so that isn't going to work. Okay, this is going to be much more difficult than I was thinking. I think we're going to have to move. Oh. Is it really that bad? Okay, what about if I did... Okay, Taylor's a bit better there. Okay, fine. So we'll get Ashley Williams back up into the centre. Yeah, just because Taylor's a little bit frail on that right side, I'll put our best defender next to him just to give him that support, and then we'll have the inexperience and the experience. So that's experienced guy, inexperienced, experienced, inexperienced. So that works nicer there. It's like having to do this kind of thing against a team like Liverpool. It's not going to be pretty. So we're basically forced to play Federico from the bench. Joe Allen, Cottrell we have to change. Everyone else is okay there, so I need to get rid of these two. So that's going to be Lolita and David Cottrell. I guess. Oh goodness, we're scraping the barrel. I mean, in my other game that I'm running, I'm a bit further ahead, so I've had a bit more time to juggle people around, get a couple more guys in, and we're covered much better than we have here. I will bring him on. I'm just, Joe Allen does have a bit of an injury issue. He's a bit susceptible, so yeah, he needs to be healthier. So we've got Adobe, we've got him. The only reason I'm putting Danny Graham up front is because he needs the match experience. This guy, he's totally not suitable for this match, but in a pinch if somebody gets injured or whatever, I've got an option at least for sort of a non-defensive midfielder. He can play on the right as well a bit, so he will cover these two slots here for an emergency only. Routledge will likewise be there for both wings. Leon Britton for the defensive midfielder positions. And then, Federico is going to cover the wings, bless him. And then we've got a centre back there and we've got two strikers. So that's really as good as I can get. And it's totally not perfect, but that's literally the state of our club in terms of strength and depth. It's a big problem for us. Okay, so I'm just... Because of all that organisation took ages and was actually more difficult than I was thinking, I will save our game there. Have another sip of coffee. I might do a little coffee top up once the game is underway, so I'll submit that team. I should have tweaked tactics, shouldn't I? Oh, darn. So I don't know. I don't know what the match setup is going to be. Okay, so it's our German goalkeeper's first proper match. Neil Taylor as well. Danny Graham. Wow, that's like literally my whole team is their first match. And Liverpool. Wow. Good luck, guys. Okay, well, team talk. I mean, I'm guess I'm going to say, I'm just going to say good luck. Good luck to you, because you're going to need it. How about, boys, get ready for a hiding, because like it's going to be bad out there. Oh, let's see. Oh, come on. Alright, I'm just going to get a top-up coffee, so I'll leave you guys to tell me what happens. Oh my goodness. Oh, can I take my eyes off it? It's going to be painful. Alright, I'll go and get coffee. I'll be back in a minute. Ooh. Oh, yes. Do one of my guys do that? Again, my Speedball 2 history comes into it, and I mean, it's really wrong. And in real life, I won't be thinking like that, but when someone like Suarez gets injured and has to go off, I'm secretly kind of like happy. It is just a game. A computer game about football. It's not like a match with real people in. So yeah, in an ideal Football Manager 2011 world for me, good save. What I would like to see is I'd like to see like all the refs being a lot more lenient about how dangerous the tackling is, and I'd like the tackling system to basically really count. So I could fill up my team with guys who are like sort of strength 18, fast, and like very aggressive and brave, and technically good at tackling, and I would just try and basically knock out the opposition team. Oh my, no. Oh no, is that a penalty? No, okay. Oh, jeez, that's right here, that's right on the line. Jeez. Okay, come on. Come on, guys, focus. Oh, he's going to go for it. Focus. Okay, good. Rubbish wicket. Happy with that. Okay, well, look at this. I went like it's nearly half time and it's 0-0. I'm like kind of surprised. We're playing a completely new formation with a bunch of guys who don't know each other. And Suarez is injured and had to go off, but Suarez is their main attacking threat. Like, he's a quality player. Still is, even today, actually, thinking about it, but back then. Oh, good effort. What does Curtis have to say about it? Yeah, I mean, that's fair because I think we're playing a counter direct passing strategy. So literally we're getting the ball, we're sitting back, getting the ball and punting it up the field. So we're not doing Swansea football. We're just doing a very defensive, keep them out kind of football. But let's see what the stats are. This won't be good reading. I'm actually surprised we've got that much possession. Against a team like Liverpool, I was expecting it to be like sort of 10 or 15%. So we have actually had one shot on target, and I missed that. They've only had 2 on target, but they have had 7 attempts. Yeah, so if this pattern continues, it's really just down to luck. but with the chances they're getting, they're going to put one away. Well, the Suarez is off. And I didn't pay attention on who they brought on. Who did they bring on? So Suarez was injured, 19. Oh, Craig Bellamy. Oh, okay. Well, we talked about this guy briefly. I was chatting to the guy on my channel who does it, and he didn't know this guy. So, Craig Bellamy, yeah, he was, in this period, he was just starting to kind of like lose his pace. What he was really, I mean, when he sort of emerged on the scene, like probably about quite late on, actually, I guess when he was sort of in his mid-20s, and you'd see him play for Wales, it was like watching Ryan Giggs in his prime. Like, this guy had so much pace and skill in terms of like dribbling and things like that. So he could go past people. I don't know his whole history. I mean, he's a Cardiff guy, but like, yeah, he's only ever played for English clubs. He was at Celtic. I'm so sorry. He was at Celtic on loan for a short while. Manchester City, but he's been at big clubs. You know, he is a goal scorer, like a natural goal scorer. But the reason why I can't consider him is that, yeah, like in rugby, this kind of stuff isn't so much of a problem. I mean, there's always this kind of rivalry between kind of Cardiff and Swansea. It's the south. You know, South Wales sort of divides itself up into kind of two chunks. You've got like a western bit and an eastern bit, and the eastern bit is kind of Cardiff, you know, and that's the bit that's kind of connected to England. The western bit is Swansea, and there's like ancient history going back to like ancient kind of ruling families of Wales, like, you know, before Wales was kind of invaded and crushed and taken over by the English. And the rivalry existed all the way back then between two sort of royal dynasties in that region of Wales. So that's where it all stems from. In rugby, yeah, I mean, you're more likely to see a Welsh player born in either Cardiff or Swansea playing for a rugby team in opposite regions and it not being that big a deal. Like, rugby in generally, sort of the, yeah, if you like, the sort of bad attitude that you get that's expressed in football often, you don't really have that in rugby. But in football, this really matters. So there's no way in hell I could ever consider getting Craig Bellamy, who's been one of Wales's best strikers, like, for ages. I mean, he's completely retired and finished now at this current time, but in the past when he was playing he was probably one of Wales' best strikers, natural strikers, and I would never consider getting him to play for Swansea, just because he was born in Cardiff. Because it's tied into everything. It's like, if that happens, when that happens, these people and their families get so much shit, yeah, in real life. It's just not funny. So unfortunately, he's out of it. But, you know, he's sort of getting towards the peak of his career. He's not as quality a player as Suarez, but he's pretty devastating. So I was hoping someone worse would be coming on. So I'm a little bit worried. And obviously he's got all that incentive. Like, honestly, he wants to score goals against us. So I'm not I'm not happy to see him on. I'd rather they brought on Zaha, to be honest. He's going to be hungry to score a goal against us, because then he can go home and tell all his family and have beers with his mates and go, oh yeah, I got one over Swansea. So yeah, I'm a bit worried. But at the same time, I'm very, very happy with my guys. So I'm going to say, okay, get out there. Think of the fans, yeah? They've travelled all this way, they've paid the money, so work hard, get the ball forward. I'm going to do hassle opponents, and I'm going to work it into the box. Because the problem I've got with with Danny Graham up front. Basically, I've got no mobility, so I can't expect him to really. Oh my goodness! I can't expect him to create anything that involves him moving and shooting. He has if he's going to score for us, the only way it's going to happen is the perfect pass has to come into the box that he simply can kind of step onto in one move and shoot, and use his natural, goal scoring skills, which he has. He's got good stats for composure and striking. But the ball has to be put perfectly into his foot. And on that, actually, maybe this is the opportunity for me to do. I should have done this at half time. Yeah. Okay, I'll do it. I'll take off the to feet and I'll just say mix. So you can head as well. Yeah. So it's just to tell Kemi, really just to focus on passing the ball to our striker. And Kemi's got decent enough passing skills. We might get a lucky pass in. Oh, good, another one. I'm sorry, any Liverpool fans here, because I actually, when I was a young kid, I really admired kind of Liverpool Football Club, the way they played and all that kind of stuff. Like this very sort of attacking, flowing football that they play, scoring goals and stuff. I was quite. Oh goodness, that was nearly an own goal. So I've got no animosity towards any, even like Cardiff. If we ever get to play Cardiff in this game, I'm not going to be. Anything I'm saying isn't based on any Swansea Cardiff rivalry or whatever. Okay, good. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, I sort of when I'm playing this, it's very much a mix, sort of like rugby, football, speedball 2. This is just a computer game philosophy. Even though I like the role play, I like the detailed statistics of the characters. I actually like the depth of simulation that this game gives. I don't take it too much like real life, even when I pretend a bit. Oh no! Oh, that was Colco, wasn't it? He's young and raw. I mean, he's gonna need a good. I think probably a good 5 years of solid footballing experience to really develop his potential. But yeah, for here, Williams is definitely our best quality defender, and Colco is kind of our second best defender at the moment. Oh no, not Bellamy. Oh, good, thank God for that. Maybe the pressure got to him. Maybe you could see all those Swansea white shirts in the back there. But yeah, here comes again. Yeah, he's got enough. Whoa! Oh, good shot. Good defence. Good defence. Yeah, Dirk Kuyt was a great striker at this time as well. I'm sort of expecting, either Bellamy is going to just score, a striker's goal against us, or Dirk Kuyt is going to get on the end of a corner and head it into the goal. So that's what my money's on, one of those two eventualities. Hey, cat, stop it. Hey. Cat. Oh, great save. Great save, my goodness. That shouldn't have been saved. That should have been a goal. Get it to Danny Graham. Oh, goodness. What's Williams doing up there? Get back. Who's in the defence? Okay, well, we've got a corner at least. I mean, come on, just we're at home. Just let the numbers roll, like a lucky chance, a freak chance. Oh no! Corker was completely open there as well, but they went deep. Williams, composure. Gerhard. I wish he does tend to do that. He's actually got quite good kicking distribution, but nice tackle. I don't want my goalkeepers to kick deep, because it's just a like a little bug or quirk off the game system, is that generally when you kick deep it goes to the head of an opposition defender, and in Football Manager 2011 in particular they'll just head it like down the pitch to their strikers, and often you get goals against you from that. Oh no, not okay. No, good job, not take it. Well done. Oh my goodness, we're gonna get it. Come on. Oh no, it's a corner. Come on guys, come on, focus. I mean, honest, come on, we've got so much to fight for here. Come on. Get it out. Another corner. Augustine's getting on the end of all these. Someone should just tell him to kind of head the ball in the opposite direction, so he keeps heading it behind our post. Stop going down. Go on. Speed. No, he's offside. Very offside. Yes! Good victory. That was quality victory. And who's the champion? Yes. So, for a debut, I would say that Gerhard Tranmere was absolutely fantastic. So, what I do is, like, after the match is done, if one of my players gets the man of the match award in the team talk, I single them out for praise, and then I will do an overall. Maybe, yeah. No, I'll be a bit more muted with them. They all played very well. I mean, look at pretty much all my defence was solid. And let's have a quick look at. Yeah, so the percentage more or less stayed the same. I mean, look at that. Okay, so that's why he won man the match, because he saved 6 clear chances. We did have another chance, so that would have been glorious if that had gone in. But yeah, our overall rating was higher. I mean, we're still kind of a shortish team in the league. I will try and I'll aim to boost our averages a bit where I can. But we tackled better. We got more crosses in. We didn't pass as well, which is fine because we were playing a defensive catching game. So actually, I think that was a good strategic setup for that match. Liverpool had the sort of the attacking midfield, kind of like the third guy coming on there, and I think having Eric Edo in that block countered that nicely. So that guy wasn't free to just do what he wanted. He had to kind of deal with Eric each time. So I'm kind of surprised at that performance with a brand, pretty much a team that don't know that, they're not that comfortable playing together, and a formation we haven't used before. So that was very positive. So celebrations in the changing rooms after. Yes, and we get a point, a precious point. So that brings me on to another thing. So that is a top quality result for a team like us. To get a draw against, any of the big teams is total success. No. Yeah, we did. Yeah, he was a hero. Like, well done for him. Yeah. Okay. Kenny Dalton, he was a quality player in his time, wasn't he? Yeah, like absolutely awesome player. Yeah, he's going nowhere. Okay, so Wales under 19s. Michael Vaughan for Holland. Oh, okay. Oh, is that his first? Okay, this will be his first international call-up. He's had a couple of youth caps. Wow, to be called up for your first time at 29 years of age. Maybe they've got injury problems. I mean, yeah, it's just his pace. It's his pace and the fact his positioning isn't super great. Otherwise, he's very, very handy. He has a big lump in the box. Concentration's good. Composure, bravery, all that kind of stuff. Decisions are okay. Works well for the team and works hard. But it's really just his positioning. So he's got his first international cap, maybe on the back of being in the Premier League, possibly, and then Ashley Williams, David Cottrell, Joe Allen, Neil Taylor for Wales. Okay. Okay, they've gone. Here we go. So this is the guy I wanted to go in. Okay, the third best defensive midfielder. Decent signing for midfield. So again, David Hamilton, he's got decent skills to kind of give this information. So let's have a look overall. He would have some interest. They don't want to sell him. He's going to ask for that much money. So my chances of getting him at this point in time are like pretty minimal. I guess he's positioned behind Ferry Bode. Who else would it be? Edu that he's positioned behind to be the third rated one? I mean, Edu's kind of quality. Nothing super outstanding, but above average. So it's probably that. Okay, and then Gori. Okay, so he's rated similar to Ashley Williams. Let's have a look. Okay, we're professional, he's less professional. Okay, best at centre, good in the air, he really is. Okay, he would love to join our match. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, is he just... I don't know why they're saying that, because he's actually been there for 2 years. Hardly played. Does he have injury problems? No. Transfer. An important first team player. Okay, well, interesting. I hope that my expressing interest in these guys suddenly makes them... doesn't make them like unavailable. Because I think I got them... If I didn't get them on a free, I just got them because they were transfer listed and they weren't too expensive. So we'll see how that goes. So what's our next match? Wednesday the 8th of September. It's a reserve match. Against Azerbaijan. Oh my goodness, I should save. Save before something terrible happens. So, okay, the under 21s, okay. And then Trinidad, okay. Yeah, no. Okay. Oh, he's fast. So what is this match then? Oh, it's under 18s. Okay, fine. So it's really 10 days. So let's save. Pardon me, like, yeah, this kind of like throaty thing, like, it really is just a remnant of this coronavirus thing. It's so frustrating because I've been absolutely paying attention to avoid it. I've been pretty much looking like our Fallout 3 character these past 6 months or whatever it's been. You know, I got a big respirator, and if you'd see me out in public anywhere, that's what I would be wearing. I've been wearing the whole time. Yeah, so it's very frustrating that, like, the first instance, if it was that, just really blindsided everybody because no one expected it to be here then, and then the second time was just because we went out as a sort of a family for the first time to do some shopping in preparation for the school stuff. So yeah, I'm a bit pissed off with that. But I'm very relieved and happy that we didn't suffer too badly and that we got over it. And we didn't infect anybody else, so that's really the main thing. Now, I'm thinking it's been about an hour, hasn't it? So we might call it there. It's kind of weird, like, literally, this is the kind of game you have to sit down for, and an hour and a half, 2 hours is just expected. But this is just, you know, we done one match, a great result against Liverpool, which is, we really needed that on the back of that total disappointment against Tranmere. I mean, I've just, yeah, it's like light and day, isn't it, the two performances. But that was a quality result against Liverpool. Very, very happy. So, I'm going to save it there. I think I just did, but I'll do it again just to be sure. And then I'll say, okay, see you guys. Thanks very much. Take care. Stay safe. You know, this stuff is out there. You can get it. Bye-bye.